We're gonna see how clean these mailboxes are. We just got done eating at the restaurant right across the street, and we said, you know what? I wonder how many hands touch the mailbox. Mail is something that is continually coming, even in the middle of the pandemic. So we have to be aware of the germs that may be in there. Now, these obviously are the mailboxes where you just put the key in, and then when you open it up, you get your mail out. Outgoing mail goes in here, obviously. So in order to find an area to test, it's kind of hard because the whole mailbox is dirty. It's outdoors. Look at the top. So you can see that it doesn't get clean. Now, the reason why this is still a concern is because when people get their mail, they're breathing. And if they're breathing and they have COVID, what are they doing? They're putting COVID on the surfaces here. So you want to avoid contact. We're not actually going to test this one because I feel that when people open their keys and they open it up, then they reach their hand inside the mailbox, but they're not really touching these outside surfaces here. So we're going to come back and we're going to test this one later, but we're going to move to another surface that people touch every time they have to go and take this one thing out of their house. You remember that one thing that I mentioned? The one thing is trash, consumerism. How many times do you go to a trash can and you just hate touching that corner of the lid, but you have no choice? So what do? You touch maybe just the corner. I don't really mind because I have a 4-hour hand sanitizing lotion on that I wear all day, every day, that you can find at TruClean90.com in the link. But we're gonna come and test this trash can to see what it's like for you who do not have a 4-hour hand sanitizing lotion. So what I'm gonna do is just try to touch this corner area, because this is what I assume somebody would touch in order to open this up right here. It actually looks the most cleanest. What we're doing is an ATP test to pick up any germs that may be on the surface here. And I'm not gonna do the top part because the top part has dirt that has been falling on it from the environment. So I'm just gonna do the bottom part where the microorganisms will be hiding. Oh, let's zoom it in. So you can see a little bit of debris. Right now we're gonna put this into the reaction chamber, AKA plastic, and we're gonna take this back to the lab and do the test when we get back to the office. What do you guys think? Should we test this? Let me know in the comments, shoot us a message in the DM, what surfaces do you want us to test? Originally, I didn't want to test the meter. I thought I put in my credit card, it's good. But you have to pick okay. So we're gonna go ahead and take a swab and see how nasty this surface really is. You can see the debris on there. You can just imagine. I mean, does the city actually sanitize all of the parking meters? That's kind of a tough call. Bam. So now we got our sample from a parking meter. For me, doesn't matter. I have hand sanitizing lotion on, so I feel confident that my hands are gonna be protected until I can get to the time to wash them with soap and water. Let's go find another area. All right, we're good to go. One more area that was requested from a viewer is the UPS mailboxes. As you know, people are still shipping in the middle of this pandemic. They're picking up their packages, so we must test that distribution model. Here, we're looking at this. You can see there's dirt, dust, and debris everywhere. We're not concerned with that area, but if you can see on the inside, the surface looks smooth and it looks clean. So this is where people's fingers are going in order to open up the pull box. In fact, I'll show you. Look at that. Now, one thing I can see on here that's actually quite disgusting is there is gum on the inside of this that my hands just touched. So luckily I have 4-hour long-lasting hand sanitizer lotion on to protect me from any of those microbes. But what we're gonna do is go ahead and take a sample, put a little pressure here, and we're gonna pick up whatever microbes we can from this surface. Once again, I don't know if UPS is actually sanitizing all of their drop-off locations. So it's not up to them to protect you, it's up to you to protect your hands, so your hands don't touch your face when they're contaminated, so you don't touch your children or your loved ones and spread around these germs. So just off of this swamp sample, you can actually see dirt that has been picked up on the swab. We're gonna go ahead and put this in the reaction chamber, AKA plastic tube, take it back to the office, to the lab, and get you the reading. We're gonna go ahead and test the surfaces to see exactly how nasty they really were. As you know, we tested a UPS drop shipping location where you can put your packages. We tested the trash can, and we also tested a parking meter. In order to show you the numbers, we're gonna use a device called an ATP meter. I have two of them here. This is the newer version. This is the legacy version. Instead of me just doing these tests, first let me teach you how these meters work. These meters measure light, and the light is created on the tip of this swab. What you have here is a chemical reaction chamber. We pick up microorganisms on the Q-tip, then we use a chemical called luciferase A. Whenever this chemical reacts with the microorganisms on this Q-tip, it creates light. So literally, this area emits a small light, invisible to the human eye, but when you pop it in this meter, it measures the amount of light that is given off. That's exactly how it works in a nutshell. In order to break it down in a little bit more detail, what we have to realize is every living organism contains adenosine triphosphate, ATP. That is an energy molecule in every single organism, all the way from microorganisms, all the way up to human beings, to large animals, to dinosaurs, you name it. Now, ATP is also used by fireflies. They have an ability to create light from the energy that they have within their cells. In the same way, scientists developed a way to use a chemical to make a reaction with any microorganisms in order to turn their ATP energy into light. So simply when you react this chemical with microorganisms, you get light, bioluminescence, and that energy and that light is measured here with this ATP meter. Now, these ATP meters do not give you a qualitative account of what microorganisms are on a surface. They simply give you a quantifiable number of the amount of colonies of microorganisms that are present. In order to get the qualitative measure to know exactly what germ is on that surface, we need to do a culture test in order to look at the growth that is done in laboratories. We are in an office laboratory, AKA our office, field laboratory. So we cannot give you those qualitative measures, but we are going to show you what the numbers are. When you look at this ATP tester, it's going to produce numbers. 0 is clean, as clean as possible. 100 is marginal, in need of sanitation. Above 200 and 300, you're looking at surfaces that are filthy and nasty. So what we're going to do is look at these results so you can understand what it's like out there in the real world. Then you can realize why you need hand sanitizer lotion that works for 4 hours to protect you from cross-contamination that's happening everywhere. So here we have the 3 tests here. We have one from the trash can, one from the UPS drop box, and the other from the parking meter. We're going to go ahead and test them one by one in order to see what the readings are. We're going to go ahead and use our new version, do a quick test. Now, first we're going to test, what should we test first? The drop box, the parking meter, or the trash can? What do you guys think is going to be the worst? Okay, I guess we'll save trash can for last. Let's do the UPS because this is the first one. Now, in order to make this work, this device, it has a cap here, and when you pop it, liquid actually falls down through a tube and it comes out right above the swab. Then you allow the reaction to begin. So here you can see the chemical is now inside of the chamber. Roll it around, swish it to the side, and now you have light being emitted. Pop this simply into the device, hit run test. Cool. Run test, and within 10 seconds, you can get a reading. Now, the reading is determined on the microorganisms that are on the surface and how much light is being emitted. The reading is in RLUs. RLUs stand for relative light units. So here, it reads 58 RLUs. That means The amount of microorganisms on that surface created a number, and that number is RLU's 58. As you can see, these microorganisms are on the surface, and who knows how long they have been there. Whether this reading is high or low, the fact is those microorganisms are constantly growing, and they're still growing right now as we speak, even though we left that location about 45 minutes ago. Let's look at the next location. We're going to use the parking meter. Let's see what this reads. Parking meter buttons are touched very frequently. I know due to COVID, many people are not out and about, so this reading should be lower than normal. Let's see what it reads. And what do you get? Let's check. 425. As we mentioned, above 100, in need of sanitation. Above 200, 300, nasty. What is today? Is today Thursday? That's nasty. I think that works. That's nasty Thursdays. Let us know what other surfaces you want to test so that you can know how to protect yourself. Whether you use alcohol-based hand sanitizers or you use a hand sanitizer lotion that works for 4 hours, which is what I use, then you can protect yourself. But 425 is kind of nasty. So when you touch those parking buttons, make sure you have your hand sanitizer lotion to put on after, or you use your credit card in order to touch the buttons. Now let's go to the trash can. Let's see what that reads. Take this out. Very exciting times whenever we conduct a test because you never know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates. Just kidding. What do we get? 7. We literally picked up 7 from underneath the trash can, which is the surface that we thought was going to be the worst. But as you can see, it wasn't. Different factors come into play. Why did that happen? I don't know. We'll figure it out another day. Could be because people are using hand sanitizer on their hands, or maybe they're spraying the trash can down because that person individually knows that the trash can is filthy. If you like this video and you like the surface test, then comment, let us know what surfaces you would want to see us test so that our next video we can make it just for you. Between all of the submissions, we'll see which ones fit into the schedule and we'll make time to create that content so you guys can be aware of your environments, how clean it is, and how clean you need to be. All right, now that I got done testing these surfaces, I want to make sure my hand stays protected. So what we do is use our hand sanitizer lotion right here. TruClean, we only want to bring you the best. There's so many products out there that we had a chance to deliver and to bring, but we only wanted to do and use what we trust. So here's what we have. Smells good too. Essential oils, peppermint maybe. If you like lotion and you like hand sanitizer, then you might as well get hand sanitizer lotion. You can see the link below, TruClean90.com, TruClean90.com to purchase yours today.